Did you keep in contact with any of them?
You know what? Through Michelle Pfeiffer, I met quite a few people. She would just grab people and say, "This is the one I was telling you about, the world champion, this and this and this," and I'd meet them, and I met. God dang it! Why am I forgetting names? It's so funny.
I can help you with that. I can help you with that. It's called birthday disease.
Well, I went to the production company and I said, "Look, I've got a fight up in Lake Tahoe on Showtime in about 3 weeks." And they said, and I said, "Look, I promise I won't have anything else going on after that. I won't book anything. I won't have any fights. I'll just solely concentrate on working on the film." And they said, "Okay, that's fine. You can go ahead and do the fight and then come back." And I said, "Okay, great." So some time passes, and contractually, anytime I'm going to go to a different area from where I live to train or to fight, I need to acclimate to the altitude or the atmosphere or whatever the case may be. So 10 days before the fight, I go up to Lake Tahoe, and I had been training up there anyway. So I was up there, I think on the maybe 4 days before the fight, I get a call from Warner Brothers, and somebody at Warner Brothers said, "Michelle Pfeiffer is here, and she wants to train with you tomorrow. Can you come down tomorrow and work with her?" Now, I guess this guy didn't know that I had told the production company that I wouldn't be able to do anything until I get back, right? So I'm hearing these words, and I'm thinking to myself, crap, how do I scrape together some money to fly back there for a day and then come back and fight? And are they going to let me do that? Right. So I said, yes, I'll be there. You don't say no. I hung up the phone and I went straight to the promoter. So there's producers and promoters, right? So I went to the promoter and I said, "Hey, look, I've got this gig with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, and they want me to go down there one day and just train with Michelle." And he goes, "You what?" And I said, "Yeah, is it okay?" And he goes, "Yeah, but you got to make sure that you come back." And I was like, "I'm going to." So I scraped together whatever money I could get a hold of, right, and begged, borrowed, and and basically stole money to get to free airfare to go back to Burbank. So I rent a car and I drive back there, and I walk in. First off, in the Burbank airport, I find this little mug, this coffee mug, that has a black cat on it. It's like fierce and mean, and beneath it, it reads, "Piss me off, and you'll suffer the consequences." And I just thought to myself, "Oh my God, this is perfect. I got to give it to her. I got to give it to her," right? So I grab them, I buy the mug, and I show up at Warner Brothers. And this time, somebody actually escorts me there. This is that trailer right there. And I said, "Okay, great, thank you." And I walk up to the trailer, and the door is open about this wide. And I'm about to knock on the door when I hear Michelle Pfeiffer, who's livid, screaming at somebody over the phone about something they did that totally screwed up all kinds of things. I don't remember what, but she was really, really mad. And I'm thinking, "Oh my God." Right? I was supposed to work with this woman all day, right? And I was going to do an assessment to see, what her physical capabilities are, whether or not she, could kick or punch or whatever, and how high and how well and all that. So it was going to be a long day of working with her. She's on the phone, pissed off. And I just thought, crap, what do I do? So I waited for a natural break in the conversation. And as soon as it stopped for maybe 2 seconds, I knocked on the door really fast. And she walked up, she goes, "Oh, sorry, my trainer's here, I got to go." And she hangs up the phone. She walks over and she opens the door and she looks at me. And the first thing she says is, "Oh my God, how long have you been standing there?" I went,
You can't tell the truth. Just tell me.
the look on my face is like, I don't know. I said, I'm sorry, long enough to know that somebody really messed up really bad. I'm so sorry. And then I did this. I've got a mug. And she grabs the mug and she looks at it and she goes, oh my God, I love this. Thank you.
That's funny.
Yes. And that broke the ice right there. So had a great day training with her.
Is now was the purpose of that? I mean, did she do any of those moves at all? Was it for the movie or just why did she have you there for a day?
Well, she didn't know that I was up in Lake Tahoe getting ready to have a fight. She didn't know. So she just said, maybe we could have a training session today and, just get the ball rolling and get things going. And the production company just said, okay. And without, I guess, the left hand wasn't telling the right hand what the hell was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens sometimes, and which is fine. It's one of those situations where in my mind, you don't say no, you just show up.
Yeah.
Well, after I trained with her, I was telling her, hey, I got to go back to Lake Tahoe and I'm going to have a fight in a few days. And she goes, what? Really? You're going to have a fight? I said, yeah, it's going to be on Showtime if you want to watch it. Right. And we talked about that for a little bit and she thought that was kind of cool. And then anyway, I left and I went back to the airport, got on the plane, went back to Lake Tahoe, and a few days later had my fight and then came back. And when I came back, the production company said, we'd like to talk to you. I said, oh, sure. And I'm thinking to myself, oh crap, what did I do? Was I not supposed to work with her? Did she get mad? Did I do something wrong?
Oh, yeah.
Running through my mind. And I walk into the office and they said, so Michelle told us that we've been talking to Michelle Pfeiffer. And I said, yes. You had a training session with her, right? I said, yes, I did. And they said, well, I guess she didn't realize that you were going to have a fight and that you just dropped everything you were doing and you came and worked with her. And I said, well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, right? That's what you do. And they said, well, she was really impressed by that. She just thought that because you were willing to drop everything, 2 to 3 days before your fight and come and work with her for a whole day, she just wants to make sure that you get paid for every day of the shoot, however long it takes. And
nice.
Whether you work or you don't work, she wants you paid. And I just thought, oh my God, that's incredible. I really didn't know what that meant because it's the first film I'd ever worked on. And as a stunt person, you either work as a daily or a weekly or a monthly. So anyway, I guess she just made sure that no matter what, I got paid.
I think
That's really awesome.
I think that's
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very classy.
Yeah.
At one point, I was on the set at Warner Brothers and I parked my car in the parking lot and they say don't leave valuables in there and I didn't have any valuables, but somebody broke into my car and ripped off my stereo. And the next day they called me to the production office, after I complained about it. And I was bummed the whole day. I was like, dang it, somebody stole my stereo. And so I walk in and they go, you know what? Here's $1,000. Buy yourself a stereo and an alarm. Okay. Really nice of them. It was a Honda. I was driving this little black Honda, but it's just those kind of experiences that you'll never forget because
Yeah.
the kindness of people is just intense and amazing.
Yeah.
And I truly do understand and know some of what goes on behind scenes and how people do get jobs, like the casting couch and stuff like that. I know about it. I've been firsthand when I've been around people who've experienced it, and I've had people try to do that with me, and obviously I don't care because I'll just walk away from a film. I don't need to do films. At that time I was not trying to be a big movie star.
Yeah.
I was not at that point where I would just do absolutely anything to get a film, and even if that meant losing your integrity, because I'd rather look at myself in the mirror and enjoy who I see. and rather than work on a film that I missed out on because I wasn't willing to do what they wanted.
Mhm.
So in that regard, doing film work was just fun. It's fun work, but it's not something I ever really wanted to do for a living.
Yeah. Have you done? I assume then you not only have you acted, but have you choreographed routines for movies?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Would you rather be on that side of it as opposed to in the camera as an actor, or both?
I'm not a good actor, so it's fun, but I can't. I think it's because I never really wanted to do it for a living. I never really pursued acting, although I did maintain acting classes, throughout the different films that I worked with, just because I loved my acting coach, and she was the kind of person who could really reach inside and pull stuff out of me that I thought I had locked away and hidden pretty good, but it's like an ocelot.
Yeah.
Just pull things out, right? So I'm trying to remember your question at this point because it just totally slipped.
I'm saying you choreographed. Were you more comfortable? Did you have more fun choreographing for the routines in the movie?
I had fun doing both. I had fun doing both.
Yeah.
I think my career could have lasted longer if I'd stayed in just choreographing, but at the same time, it's such a cutthroat business. In every aspect, it's cutthroat. So it's hard. It's a lot of who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
So did you have to lose like more, like any muscle or something to fit into the Catwoman outfit, or you fit?
No, I'll tell you what. They measured the circumference of your wrist, from your wrist to your elbow, the circumference of your forearm. They measured from your elbow here to your armpit and your shoulder. They measured your bicep and tricep. They measured every single aspect of you, and that is how they designed that outfit. So it was designed just for me. All three outfits that were designed for me, and all three outfits for Michelle were designed exclusively for Michelle.
It's like a skin.
Got it.
Yes,
And then you said
skin.
Charlie missed the part where you said that you fell through and the glass kind of cut it and it just opened up. So if you could share that story with him real quick.
Well,
that's a good one.
I go through the greenhouse and I'm on the table, and then Michelle Pfeiffer sits up and she screams. Yeah, they used my scream in that respect, which was kind of nice.
Very nice.
When I did the stunt and I fell through, you land on a pad, but it was real glass. So when I landed, I was sitting on glass, which was, and there was glass all around me. And when I started to get up, I felt this cool breeze, and I looked down and went, uh-oh. So it's so tight on your body that the tiniest little nick, the whole thing just went whoop.
Oh my God.
I'm chasing the sun here, or the sun's chasing me. What was your favorite like stunt or part that you did in that movie? One that you really liked, you're really proud of, you thought it looked good on the screen? Is there one? In Batman Returns?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Was it? I know at the end I heard that Catwoman kisses Max with the taser, and then it doesn't kind of show what happens to them. And I heard that was the ending, but then Warner Brothers was like, no, we want to for sure let you know that Catwoman's alive. So that at the end, when you see the bat signal and she pops her head up, I heard that she was too busy on another movie, so they had to use a body double. Was that you, or was that another body double? That was you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So you're the last shot of the movie.
Now, every day when I put on the cat outfit, I had to put on a prosthetic nose because Michelle Pfeiffer's nose is bigger than mine. So I had to sit
like side view or little side.
I had to sit in the makeup room, And oftentimes, Danny DeVito would be sitting next to me getting his penguin outfit put on, and it was so cool. He's such a great guy. I love Danny DeVito. We talked about all kinds of things, and he was, not pretentious, not stuck up or anything. He was amazing. He was amazing.
But, the movies seem to be, the end result is they seem so glamorous. The way they produce them and everything. But in the trenches, is it that glamorous? Is it, you know what I mean? Is it sort of mind numbing in the ways you have to wait sometimes forever before you go on? And how does that impact your ability to, you have to be a real pro to be able to turn it on and off, I assume.
You do. And, the affectionate term is hurry up and wait. They want to make sure that you're ready, but, maybe the lighting isn't set up right, or the sound isn't working off properly, or the camera doesn't like what it's looking at, and they want to change the view, and all kinds of things can happen and change. But the most important thing is you have to be ready at any given moment, and no matter what, you have to be ready. And the last thing I ever wanted to do was slow down the production.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't ready. They can't say, oh, well, we can't shoot it now because she's not ready. It's like, hell no. That was never gonna fall on me ever. So in that respect, yes, you do have to be a professional and be ready to go at a moment's notice.
Was there any drama on any of your, let's just do the Batman Returns, was there any drama amongst the actors, pushback, little stories that you can tell us that you probably shouldn't, or whatever? Go on.
Go on, he said.
Yes. Where do I start?
Ooh,
Oh,
this sounds good.
Now, it's not hearsay. If I tell you a story, it's only because I was there witnessing it firsthand.
Yeah.
I don't believe in rumors. I don't like doing that sort of thing, because it's not fair to anybody involved.
now she's thinking, should she tell you?
No, this is part of her drama. She's like,
No, it's
Building
not.
it up.
you're a good actor. Oh, you tell.
I was there outside of Warner Brothers. Now, in the golf carts that brought the actors to the stage, whether we were in, because there was Warner Brothers, and then there was, why am I forgetting the other studio?
Paramount.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, look at you. You don't know much. And you got that.
Right, and they kept the Penguins lair at Paramount, right? And
Okay.
a couple of other areas. But when they built, let me backtrack for just 1 second. Talk about the most incredible artistic view of watching a completely empty soundstage become a live city. A city, not a town, not a street, but a city where there's actually running water and electricity and cars and streets and you name it. The crew that came in and built this place, I mean, it was literally like watching a blank canvas, and watching a beautiful city being created from nothing. I mean, it was just incredible. So walking into Warner Brothers, I was outside of Warner Brothers, waiting, to go in, and I was just talking to a couple of grips who were working on the film. And, everybody has such an integral part in the movie. I mean, without the crew, the film crew itself, nothing can be done. Without the producer, nothing can be done. Without the writer, the script writer, the screenwriter, nothing can be done. I mean, it's just amazing to know how many people come together to make something work so beautifully. And it's such hard work. Anyway, I was outside of Warner Brothers, and the golf cart shows up, and it's covered because we had lots of paparazzi at some point trying to see what the outfits look like and show them on those magazines and stuff like that. And Michael Keaton shows up in the cart, and I hear, because I'm right by it, and I hear him say, now bear with me, it's been many, many years, so I'm just going to paraphrase.
Yeah.
He says, I'm not getting out. And the driver says, what do you mean? He goes, I'm not getting out. He goes, well, this is your last day, and we've got, quite a bit of shooting we have to do today. What do you mean? He goes, I'm not getting out. I'm not going to work today. And the driver says, do you want me to get Mr. Burton? He goes, okay. So the driver gets out and he goes, finds Mr. Burton, and he brings Tim. Tim gets inside the golf cart, and the conversation, like I said, I don't remember word for word what was said, but basically Michael Keaton said, I'm not going to do anything unless I get paid another X amount of dollars. Let's just throw out 300,000. And Tim says, do you realize what you're doing? And he goes, I don't care. I'm not going to do anything unless you pay me another X amount of dollars. And Tim said, you do know that that's going to hurt your career. I don't care. I'm not going to work today unless you pay me this. So Tim says, okay, let me go talk to the production company. And, I immediately scoot away from the golf cart because I don't want to be caught, doing this. And I'm hearing everything that's being said, and I wasn't the only one. So anyway, Tim gets out of the cart, he walks off, and 20 minutes later, he walks back and he gets in the car and he goes, okay, we're going to pay you that. But I want you to know this is not good for your career. And I care. So got out and finished the rest of his last day working on the shoot. So when after Batman Returns came out, I went to the premiere and all that, but you didn't see him working in films for a long time after that. That kind of strong arming doesn't help your career, doesn't help you at all in that respect. He thought, I don't know what he thought. I can't speak for him. I can't think for him in that respect, but it's not a good way to be.
At what stage of his career was he in at this point?
Well, he was I couldn't tell you. I mean, I don't know where he was in his career.
In the movies, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There was the 40s TV show one, 2 different ones, and then the 60s. Right. But for the movies, yeah.
Yeah, for the movies, he was the first Batman.
Who do you think was the best one, Kathy, in your humble opinion?
I can see his face, but I can't remember his name.
Charlie?
I know. Charlie will know all of them, Charlie.
That's an expert.
There's
3, right?
There's Michael Keaton for Batman and Batman Returns. There's Val Kilmer for Batman Forever. There's George Clooney for Batman and Robin, and then there's Ben Affleck for the new ones, and then Robert that hasn't came out yet.
Wait,
Ben Affleck.
What about Jack Nicholson?
There's another one.
She's saying there's
Yeah,
another
am
one.
I missing one?
Yes,
Am I missing one?
it's probably the one I can't think of the name of.
Leo's over here saying Jack Nicholson.
No, that was Joker.
Oh, Joker.
Joker, yeah.
Oh, I know.
I don't even-
Oh my God, I am missing one, and he played Batman 3 times. Christian Bell from The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, I forget that too. Why didn't I think about that? Christian Bell.
Yeah, Christian Bell.
Yes, I think he was the best one.
I liked Christian Bell a lot. I really liked him for it. Ben Affleck did do good.
Costume and in the costume, I thought he was the best one. Yeah.
Did you keep in contact with any of them?
You know what? Through Michelle Pfeiffer, I met quite a few people. She would just grab people and say, "This is the one I was telling you about, the world champion, this and this and this," and I'd meet them. And I met. God dang it! Why am I forgetting names? It's so funny.
I can help you with that. I can help you with that. It's called birthday disease. This shit's happening to me all the time.
Old timers disease.
It is. I had a client here this morning. It's been a client for like umpteen years.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I looked at him and I said, I don't know what the fuck.
He was like, I don't know his name. And I was like, really?
So that's what I think it is. Or you distracted with something. I don't know.
She brought Jack Nicholson up, and the first thing he says to me, he goes, "That's quite a nose." Now, I wasn't wearing her nose at the time, but my nose had been broken, obviously, several times. So
Yeah.
it was, pretty broken up. But, that was the first thing he said. Well, that's quite a nose. And I'm thinking,
What do you mean?
how do you say that to somebody when you first meet them?
That's quite a thing to say.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Jack Nicholson was a super funny and great guy. I mean, everybody that I met I met Janet Jackson. I just met tons and tons of people.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And, especially through Michelle, because, people would come to visit her. It's a closed set, but you're allowed to bring a guest, for the day or a few hours or whatever. And as long as it was approved by the production company, and they weren't allowed to pull out their cameras and take pictures or anything like that, but you can still bring people in. So Michelle brought all kinds of people in. It was so cool.
Nice. Was that the last film you worked on?
That was the first film I ever worked on.
Oh,
Yeah, her first, and then remember she said that she did the other ones as
I
like
don't
leading
remember.
roles. Oh, gee.
I have this disease. Go ahead.
Birthday
So that was
disease.
the first one. So what was your last gig and what were you doing in that one?
My last film gig?
Yeah.
I don't know. I played in this silly little video only film called Santa's Summer House.
Was it a drama?
Yeah, actually it was.
Oh, I'm getting good at this.
I know. It's kind of weird.
Drama?
And I'm glad nobody ever can find it.
What? I was gonna say now I'm gonna look for that one too.
Santa's Summer House. Yeah. And look for Under the Gun with Richard Norton. And
These will all be on Google if I just type in your name, right?
Are they on Netflix, Kathy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They're not worthy to be on Netflix.
I'll let you know. I'll definitely text you when I'm watching these.
Try Amazon or eBay. You might find a video, because I know they're huge. The movie Nights was such a big film in the science fiction genre, in that South Korea brought me over to do oh my God, it was just incredible when I flew over there. I'm looking at this gigantic marquee, this huge billboard of me with the film Nights, and Chris Christopherson was there and Lance Hendrickson, and on the billboard. And the billboard was, bigger than a 30-story building. It was ginormous. Wow. Yeah. And I'm flying over. I'm like, holy crap, look at that.
That's crazy.
It was crazy. And I did radio shows and news. I was on the news, and I've never experienced anything quite like that. I was so well received in Korea. They were blown away that, and they love science fiction type films like Nights,
Yeah.
funny, really funny. But I just thought it was a piece of crap, low budget film, and it's just fun to do.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Well, it sounds to me like you've had an unbelievable, like I said in the very beginning. See, I wasn't off, was I?
No.
Well, it must be difficult to be you on a daily basis, And the more I get to know you, the more interesting you become. My goodness.
I put my pants on just like everybody else.
Oh, God, you just ruined everything.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You're just really neat, Kathy. Charlie, you got anything else before we wrap
We're
this?
in Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Yeah.
Yep. And
What was that?
And Death Becomes Her.
Yeah. How was I've seen Romy and Michelle and River of Darkness.
Oh,
was
really?
Kurt Angle cool? How was that one?
I didn't work on that one. Just Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
No. Oh, it says you played someone named Amy or something. Amy Williams. No?
Uh-oh.
So,
Well, so what
That's
did you
what it
do
says
in the the girl one. What's it called?
Romy Michelle.
Yeah, because I did watch that one. That was actually one of my favorites when I was younger.
Yeah, Lisa Kudrow, who was in Friends, right?
Yeah.
Lisa Kudrow played, the dumb girl, or but she is so mind-blowingly intelligent. It's incredible. She is so bright.
Didn't she have her own show?
What?
Didn't she have her own show at one time?
I don't know. It's very possible.
Maybe she did, because I think she was.
She should. She's so talented.
I think she might.
Okay.
And super intelligent. It was wonderful talking with her, and doing that. I just had a tiny little part playing a kickboxing instructor when they decided to go to a gym and train. Right.
Oh yes, I did read that. I was like, that would be your role in the movie.
In the movie Death Becomes Her, Meryl Streep was there with Goldie Hawn, and Meryl Streep. What a pleasure! What an amazing human being is Meryl Streep. Goldie Hawn as well, but I was really taken by, and I'm not starstruck because I look at everybody like I'm the same as you are, and you're the same as I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There was something about her. It was just kind of. She was just so knowledgeable about acting and the way she presented herself and carried herself, and almost like being around royalty in that respect.
Wow.
Among actors. Yeah, she was just really good people. And Goldie Hawn, super funny.
And you weren't in River of Darkness? Because it's also on IMDb and Wikipedia.
Really?
Someone really thinks you were in that movie.
I've been told I have doppelgangers, but not with the same name. I don't know.
So what are you doing now? Now that you're out, do you ever want to go back to do anything for film? I guess if it comes along, would you do it? Are you done?
Funny you should ask. I got a call a few months ago from a friend of mine who is working with Netflix, and they want to write a story on my life, either a film or they're thinking more of a mini series. But yes, in that respect, the script is being written as we speak.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm working with the writers. It's going to be a very revealing and interesting story. You'll see.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait for that.
And then what about your, are you still training clients or something as far as for your UFC or anything like that, martial arts?
I'm still training and still teaching and doing privates and all that. Yes, and I work at a hardware store during the day and I teach classes at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going all day.
It's a long day, but it's a good day.
Yeah. I get up at 3:00 in the morning. I'm almost asleep right now. I'm finding it hard.
I know. I told him, I was like, this is the only time she's available. We got to do it. He was like, okay, I can do this.
I have perfect willingness too. I started yawning at 4.
God bless you. So thank you so much.
We really appreciate you taking the time to do this and come and hang out with us. And we're definitely going to want to have you back on because,
anytime you want to talk about some stuff, please come back.
You're always welcome.
Thank you. It's very kind of you. Thank you. I would love it. Now, how do I share this with everybody? Like on Facebook or
something? Charlie will put it on Instagram, and then Charlie, we could just send her the same thing, right? And then she could do it.
Yeah.
So we'll send it to you and help you out with that.
Okay, awesome.
Right.
Well, thank you. And it was nice to finally meet you because I always am texting you or emailing you, and so nice to meet you.
Nice.
I remember you emailing me or texting me, and time after time, are you free at this time? No, I'm not. Are you free? No, I'm not. Are you free at this time? It's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We worked around it. It worked.
Well, let's see. Have a nice Easter, I guess, if you need to.
Yes, happy Easter.
And I'm glad you're happy in Washington State. Seriously.
I am. I'm very happy here. It's wonderful. place. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
See you next time.
All right.
Nice to meet you, Charlie. Nice to meet you, Cara. And
Nice to meet you.
the Fishbowl.
Yes.
Right on.